Howdy everybody, I'm Sam Pfeifle. I'm the editor of SPARPointGroup.com. I'm here at SPAR Europe with Nicholas Wright and Neil Pollack. You guys are both with the Metropolitan Police. Now, what is the Metropolitan Police doing with 3D data capture? What's the technology that you find yourself using most often?
We're users of Regal and Faro systems, so we do a range of crime scenes, ranging from large outdoor scenes down to small sort of one-bedroom flats, these sort of things. Mainly on homicide cases. I would say probably 90% of our work is that. We use it in a range of ways, right down to plan drawings, simple stuff like that, right up to driving the data live in court, whether it's to familiarise a jury with a scene, or whether that's to help with the witness line of sight or refamiliarising a witness with the crime scene. It's really quite a wide range of products.
So how do you make the call to bring out the laser scanners? You know, whose decision is that, and what are the kind of things that go into making that decision?
It depends on a lot of factors on the case. There's a lot of we liaise heavily with the officers that we're working with, ask them a lot of questions to try and figure out what their particular needs are. Sometimes it's very early doors and they don't know a lot of what their what the important bits will be. So it's just a case of capture everything. So in that case, it's obviously scanning, and that's what we're specialised in. It is a quicker method. We know we're not going to miss anything. We know we've got everything in one visit. So that tends to be the way we go.
Do you think there'll be a time, at some point where it's sort of part of normal procedure? You basically laser scan every murder case or laser scan every certain type of case. Is it going to be that popular, do you think?
I'd like to think so, because that might mean that we're in job for a lot longer.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I think we add more value if we act more in a consultancy way, really, in that we can tell the officers more what they need. Do they really need laser scanning? Do they just need photography? And do they just need simple sketch floor plans and this sort of thing? I think you may run the risk of devaluing the technology if it's just seen to go out to every single scene, whether that's what you would, a fairly simple scene, shall we say, rather than something which is more high profile.
Right. Now, we were talking about this yesterday. The value that it adds. The guys clearing crash scenes. They can sort of make the calculation. I say 45 minutes, that equals 50,000 imaginary dollars. How do you guys sort of calculate the value of what you're doing? How do you make sure you are adding value?
Yeah, it's very hard. A lot of it for us is getting a jury to understand the scene. And if you can do that, that's the bottom line. Sometimes it's with a plan, sometimes it's with a 3D product. I like to try and use both. I think some people understand one, some people understand another, but with a 3D data set you can get everything out of it. So it's a win-win. That's the way forward. Measuring the success of it is difficult. We used to measure it with years in court for each defendant, but that's difficult. Sometimes you can do a lot of work and it's only a very small, tiny piece that's shown. So there's no easy answer to that. We feel it adds a lot of value. The courts seem to agree with us.
So one of your colleagues, he was mentioning that in the crash scene world, he's probably converting his 3D data to 2D plans or deliverables about 85-90% of the time. Is it similar, or are you using more sort of 3D ways of showing your data?
I would say that it's very dependent on the type of scene. It may be maybe that we'll use a scanner simply to save time in scene, which, as we say, may add value. I would say that the 2D deliverable is a large part of what we do, but that may involve analysis or may include analysis that we've needed the 3D data to include.
Sure.
It's a kind of horses for courses. A jury will understand a 2D plan fairly easily. If the scene's more complex, then maybe we'll drive that 3D data live in court because that helps them familiarise themselves. So I wouldn't be able to give you a percentage because it's very, very, very dependent on the scene.
Sure. Well, thank you guys so much for being here and for speaking with us today. Thank you all for watching. For Nicholas and Neil, I'm Sam Pfeifle, and we'll see you next time.